guys good? Yes. Is 10 stories up and 10 stories down from the hangar bay where you guys just came up from. So Vulture's row is the top of the island is 10, 9, 8, 7. So it's usually about there's 3 rows where you can kind of go out, and they call Vultures, so you know we're only going to go over watching what's going on. But we can go up there and usually take photos. Of course, we ask at all times if we're out there during flight operations that, you know, the cameras are on. I'm always afraid I'm going to drop my camera even with the strap around my wrist. But yeah, just be careful, keep everything nice and tight on you. Yeah. This is the tour.
So you picked a good time to be here. It's pretty busy. We do a lot of minor workups throughout the ship's life, especially after deployments. And then at the halfway point, we do a major overhaul, which is what we're fixing to go through next year.
How long does that take?
I want to say, yeah, 2 years. Yeah, it's a big deal. Major deal.
Right.
Which is why we have to go to Norfolk. They're the shipyard qualified to do that. And then supposedly the class after that, the catapults are going to be like magnetic and not steam powered anymore. They're working on this cool new system I read about. We'll see what happens. I don't want to be the first pilot to try that one out. Of course, I wouldn't want to be one of our pilots at all. That's dangerous stuff. The average tour on the ship for an enlisted person is 4 or 5 years, depending on your rate. You have to have at least 24 months left in the Navy to take orders somewhere else. So if you were to sign up for 5 years and you're here for 4, obviously you don't have enough time to move. So either you'll extend for new orders or you'll finish out your time here. Or if it's a major evolution, like getting us to Norfolk, maybe they'll extend a little bit more just to stay here.
Good morning again. Lieutenant Commander Steve Curry, the public affairs officer from the ship. Welcome to the Abraham Lincoln.
Thank you.
Just want to go over a few safety things. As most of you can tell, we have some pretty steep ladders. Alright? These aren't the steepest ones we have on this ship. There's a few by the forecastle. Somebody know what the forecastle is?
Yes.
Yeah, up front. Forward part.
What's in the forecastle? Alright, so some people are paying attention sometimes.
I didn't hear that.
We've never heard of it. You gave us a test question we haven't heard.
I told us about
The
bottom.
forecastle is short for forecastle, which is the forwardmost end of the ship. That's where the anchors are. Actually, that's where the anchor chains are. The anchors are on the outside. If the anchors were on the inside, they'd become that. We have 4 elevators, they're not for us. And we're going to show you around the ship. Okay? This is my Divo, she's my division officer. Feel free to ask these guys any questions that you have. We're going to take you to a lot of different spaces on the ship. Feel free to take any pictures, videos you want. We will not take you into any classified spaces. All right, so don't worry about that. We have 2,800 people on board this ship.
Are they already done?
Okay. When the air wing is embarked, we have 5,500 people. This is a floating city, so there's a lot of hustle, bustle, moving around. All right. When we start to get underway, we will be on the flight deck, so you guys can see us leaving the port. It's kind of cool. Okay.
Yeah.
This afternoon, when we go into San Diego, guess where you'll be?
Flight deck.
On the flight deck.
Yeah.
All right. So that's 2 hours every day already done. It's very cool pulling San Diego on top of the carrier. You can see Point Loma to your left. We have a little thin channel that we have to go through. Has anybody sailed your yacht down there?
Yeah.
All right, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is a little bit bigger than that.
Watch the jetty.
Yeah. It's a specific spot. So, but we should be pulling into San Diego around 1700, which is what time?
1700.
There's pop quizzes all day. 5 o'clock.
So is this the young man who needs to go to the trash room and works?
You know, we do need a lot of cooks in the galley. You're in trouble.
We do have a brig on board here.
Who's watching? I do have a brig, so keep it up.
I'm the captain's staff, sir.
This is our round the world deployment. We're looking forward to it. And we'll pull into Norfolk, Virginia sometime next May for 4 years of maintenance and overhaul. Okay. This ship has 2 nuclear reactors running 4 main engines. How often do you fill up your car? All right, we haven't filled my car up 25 years.
Wow.
All right. That's why we're going to Virginia for a refill. For a refill.
That's right.
When you're on the mess decks, okay, that's where we eat. I ask that you move your covers, your hats, because when this ship has a 45-bed hospital, and when we need to use overflow, we will use the mess decks. So as a sign of respect, since that's our pseudo hospital too, we're going to move our covers. So when we go down below, everybody take your cover off, okay?
The covers also come off in the hospital area?
Yes.
What's a cover?
Your hat. On a U.S. Navy ship, we have a lot of cool terms. So I'm facing forward. That's the port and that's starboard. This is a deck, overhead, bulkheads. Most of you have seen the head. We have galleys, scuttlebutts, knee knockers. Anybody hit a knee knocker? That door bottom is a knee knocker. Please step over them. Trust me, they hurt. Okay. So let's go down to the hangar bay. If y'all want to get one big group shot in front of the American flag before we take it down.
1, 2, 3.
We have a number of TVs on board. Make sure you welcome them, show them around, tell them what you do. They want to hear all about you, because you are the pride of the fleet. We also have a number of midshipmen on board. Welcome them as well. Show them everything you can. This is their exposure to the Navy at sea. So again, I'm proud of each and every one of you. I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of your exemplary conduct and the way you showed the Navy to LA. You were in the papers, you were on TV, you were in the early bird. Everybody knows that Abraham Lincoln is the pride of the fleet. So great job, Mr. Captain. That is all.
I'll find out for you.
All the fighters under control, we keep tabs on how much gas they have, how much ordnance they have, where they are. We make the best pairing, the best ship for the right target with that guy on the ground. We put them in touch with each other, they employ, and then coming off target, we coordinate them to go get some gas. Other areas that we can also that we can train to are combat search and rescue. There's helicopters are used extensively for search and rescue efforts, which is obviously they're a great platform for it. One of the limitations though is they fly very low to the ground, so keeping in touch with them once they get a little ways away is kind of hard. So that's where we come in as far as communications and data link relay from the helicopter to the warfare commanders. There's 5 crew total. There's 2 pilots and 3 naval flight officers, operators in the back. The plane is the largest that lands on the ship as far as wingspan is concerned, which for landing the ship is one of the key safety things you want to make sure you get figured out. You notice it's actually parked on runway centerline right now. And if you look at the wingtip, it's basically right at the edge of the runway. So we pretty much have to land on runway centerline. When we're doing flight ops, you see this red and white line. It's called the foul line. You can basically do anything on the flight deck. Do maintenance on an airplane, fuel it, man it up to launch, up to that line. So you can see that it's pretty tight to make sure that you're on center line so you don't hit anyone when you're landing.
Yep. You're supposed to be like safe over there. Safer.
Yeah, so the safe part comes in on us being on center line for landing.
We have physicals here around the corner. Let me show you. These walls here are lined with lead so that the radiation can't get out. And we use this every day. Any questions on the x-ray room? No? Okay, fellas.
Use this room if somebody was injured, and so we can treat them. And oh, these are different squadrons that are getting aboard. These are some of the newer, more recent squadrons that have been here.
Do squadrons come and go?
Yeah.
Oh.
There are certain ones that are right now that are attached to CBN 72, but they're not really stationed on the ship. They're like satellite sort of type squadrons that are out there.
How many would be on at any one time?
Squadrons? I'll tell you right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So you guys are all Boy Scouts, right? Yep.
Come on in.
How you guys liking the tour around the ship so far? What'd you see so far that was cool?
Missiles.
What's that?
Missiles.
Oh, you guys seen the missiles? That flight deck gets really, really busy when we got all the aircraft. So anybody know how many aircraft the ship brings with it? Over 80 airplanes. Most of them are F-18s, strike fighter aircraft. There's a E-2, that's the one that's got like what looks like a UFO on the top of it. That's a radar antenna, so it's able to sweep what's going around, so they can see what's out there. If you took the aircraft carrier and put it in the middle of the U.S., the radars and the defensive systems for the aircraft carrier battle group can cover the entire continental U.S. They can monitor air traffic. The U.S. has got 12 carrier battle groups. That's a lot of coverage. So here's medicine, Navy medicine on an aircraft carrier. This is where most of the patient care is gonna begin. They'll get triaged. When they get triaged, we're looking to see what the individual's complaint is, as to whether or not it's something we need to take care of right there, or if we can set them up an appointment with the physician a little later in the future, so people aren't waiting a tremendous amount of time to get things taken care of, because everybody on board the ship is important. So that's what the object of this medical department is now. It's prevention. We've got the tools that we need to treat people when they get hurt. You know, lacerations, we can sew them up. Surgeries, you know, if they get hurt really bad and the surgeon's got to get involved. What my job is as an aviation medicine technician is I make sure that the guys that work up on the flight deck maintain the qualifications that they need to, physical qualifications. But there's 38 corpsmen like me down here that all do different things. So when you get that ankle sprain, we'll show you how to do the exercises that you need to do, that you can do on your own, so you can keep your ankle from not getting worse. There's a physician over here, a physical therapist. If it gets that bad, where HM280 and his techniques don't seem to be working very well, I'll have you talk to him and have the doc take a look and see what's going on. A lot of different facets to the medicine down here. As a recruiter, I tell the kids when they're coming in, you've got two things that you need to do. Okay, one of them is remember that Uncle Sam is making an investment into you. So Uncle Sam's going to make sure they get the investment back. You need to do the same thing in regards to yourself. There's college programs that are available for us, whether we're on ship, overseas, distance learning programs, online courses. There isn't anything preventing somebody from obtaining their bachelor's degree while they're in, but the individual themselves. Tuition assistance is available, so cost as far as getting into those programs is minimized as well too. You know, Big Navy understands that, hey, our pay is our pay, and you know there's a limitation to that. So the DoD's put a lot more emphasis on those educational programs for the individuals to access them. It's the person themselves that ends up being their biggest obstacle. The training for the military, they take segments of institutionalized education and augment it into what the sailor needs to know for their job. There's experience dictated items, you know, we're sailors. Compartmentalization of the ship, general quarters, That's all stuff that we have to learn because of what it is that we're working on. The Navy tries to do its best to provide us the best so we can, in turn, give that back to the sailors when they come in to get taken care of.
Very good.
3 more years. And then it's a new life. Yeah. Yeah, there's like 4 different things I'm looking at. I'm having a hard time deciding which way I want to go. We'll see. I think I'll put things in somebody else's hands and let them direct me where I'm supposed to go.
That's a great approach. Our troop is from Saddleback Church in North Carolina.
Oh.
So we certainly understand that approach.
Your gut will always steer you in the right direction.
He just lays there all day long.
Yeah, that's actually a reef sleeve is what it is. The Navy used to use a Neil Robertson stretcher. It had wood slants in it. So that was created, they were created by a corpsman, but I think they're going on about 25 or 30 years of age when they replaced it with this. There's a plastic spine board at the back to maintain immobilization.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like a burrito. That's a lifelike mannequin. You want to try and pick it up?
I can pick
Try
that thing up.
Rescue him.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's about 185 pounds.
Scout, so if you had to move this guy, you want to do what? Maybe get one guy on each side, maybe more? What do you think? At least 3 people? Try it. Let's get 3 of you on each side and see how that's like to lift it. Come on.
You guys all want to do it together in one unit, right?
Yeah.
You just bounced out all that blood rushing up there.
Killing him.
Can you hold him level? You don't want to make it worse, right?
Nope. We got it.
Uh-oh. Set him down.
You enjoy the rest of the tours.
Thank you very much for your time.
Take care of yourself.
You too.
Stay away from the chains. It's okay to look at. Don't go near your chains. Those things are heavy. They were to break. You go with it. Got it?
Good. Got it.
Good.
Everything in here has a name, and it matches actually the animal. What you're seeing right here, is called a wildcat. It's a wildcat. This is basically the hydraulic mechanical systems used to hoist and lower the chains and the anchors. The hose pipe goes down into the chain locker. Very Dungeness style place. Nobody likes to go ever. Really spooky down there and really dangerous. Walk through the train. Big thing is how we lift stuff because not even I can lift this. These white things here, try and keep your feet off. These are called frogs. We have the ability to set up to be towed, but it'll never happen. So it's just too risky, too much liability to it, too difficult to actually happen. Plus the ship will never break down to the point where it needs to be towed. So we are made just in case any random situation would occur. Those giant cables up there, there's a spare anchor chain up there. We run out, and that's why you see the diamond plating, these extra frogs right here, and hook up additional stoppers. If the chains need to be rerouted up forward, we can do that. If you look closely at the cover for the shocks, there's a black rubber gasket around it, and it has 2 locks to seal it. We seal them in heavy weather, and I've still seen those things blast open. And yes, this room, this area that you're in, will fill up with 2 feet of water. It is pretty crazy. We'll go up 30, 40 degrees, giant swell, and it comes straight back down. And the bow will slam into the water, and water will explode up through the chain, right where the chain's at, and then right through the top. And then it's just like a giant jet stream about this big blasting through it. If you're standing anywhere near it, you're on your butt.
How deep will it get?
About as high as the chalks. It'll drain back up.
Wow.
It's rare. It's very rare.
That's what they do. What's in there? You see in there? What's library? Let's walk all the way through and I'll show you what all that our department does. We are part of the what's called the CRND, or the Command Religious Ministries Department. And if you notice my uniform stands out from other officers. I'm an officer, but it has this cross on there. And I'm what's called a chaplain. Okay, a chaplain is someone that's in the Navy, and we help everybody practice their religion. So, how many of you have heard of the U.S. Constitution? What is that? What is that document? What is that? Is it a recipe on how to make bread?
No. Your rights.
Your rights as a U.S. citizen. So the Constitution is a statement that they wrote a long time ago. This is what our country is, and these are the rights you have as a citizen. And one of the rights that you have is to practice your religion, whatever it may be. And so the reason that I exist, that chaplains exist, is so that everybody can practice the Constitution. So that's kind of a neat job that I get to do. To my right here is RP3 Ford. And RP3 Ford is a religious programs specialist. RP3 is his title. So, you want to tell us a little bit about your job, what you do on
Absolutely,
with our ministry?
What I do on board, I'm basically an assistant, secretary, and helper, basically the one-man show for everything the chaplains need, whether that's, like I said, secretary work, whether that's helping them prepare for their services, make sure everything's set up, make sure everything's nice and clean for them. There's times on board when sailors get certain, maybe they're depressed, maybe they're missing home, they need someone to talk to. Basically, we're always open for them. They come in, they talk to me, they say, hey, RP3 Ford, I'm having a hard time right now. Thailand, Mississippi, San Diego, Hawaii. I mean, the list just goes on and on. If I stayed in for longer, we'd go see the other half of the world, and it's all free. It's actually, you get paid to go there. The Navy will actually bring you there for free. They'll give you a paycheck while you're out having fun, doing some sightseeing, getting all your souvenirs. Most people spend thousands and thousands of dollars to go to a place like Singapore for just a weekend, but I get paid to go there. And because you're military, they like to buy you free stuff, so it's a pretty good deal.
Alright, hi, my name is Alex and I'm from Troop 918 from Saddleback Church, and we're on an aircraft carrier, and we're on the USS Abraham Lincoln. And it's like once in a lifetime opportunity for me, and I'm like so stoked to be here, and it's been amazing.
My name's Austin, and I'm from Saddleback Church, Boy Scout Troop 918, and we got to leave from the port of LA and come down to San Diego, and we got to eat with the crew and take some different tours and see some different missiles and stuff, and it's just been a great time.
Just has been amazing. And we're basically just here to pay tribute to all the men and women who have served from our country, and
it's been a great experience to see how they live and what kind of food they eat and tour the different areas where they are every day.
It has been an amazing once-in-a-lifetime tour.
I think the coolest thing so far was getting to see the helicopter take off from the flight deck.
And I'm really stoked to be here.
My favorite part was when we got to tour all the bombs, the explosives, and it was really cool because he told us all about what they were and how they worked.
My favorite part was seeing all the jets and helicopters on the flight deck, and it was awesome.
How was the food?
The food was good. Getting a look at the ship and how everything runs. And I think I'd like to join the armed services or the Navy, and maybe even serve on the Lincoln.
Well, I know I'm definitely probably going to be like a pilot in the Navy or Marines, so yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
It was amazing touring this boat, and now that I toured it, I think I want to be a jet pilot and have that great experience. Okay, ready? Go. I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to help with God law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
Thank you for coming to play with us on this little day cruise aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln. Did y'all have fun?
Yeah.
Say thank you for coming again.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you coming to visit us. These guys work really hard. They work long hours, especially when we're at sea and all that. So when you go home, please friend us on Facebook.
All right.
We've got photos and videos and news that we pass out to everybody. That's how we keep in touch with everybody. All right. So please stay in touch. Let us know how everybody's doing. And again, thank you for coming. Thank you.
See you, fun group.
Thank you. Fun group.
Thank you very much. Great.
Here.
Make sure you got your bags. Start heading down to the hangar bay.